All right, welcome to the Mind, Body, and Soul television show on this beautiful Monday evening. I am your host and also the founder of Real Coaching Radio and TV Network, as well as Conscious Evolution Media. And we have a very special guest. I'm honored to have Swami Manjulanand with us this evening from India. And he's actually, right now, is in New York. Is that correct? Welcome to the show, Swami.
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. Okay, close enough. And I was on your website prior to starting the show for about an hour, and I was attempting to find something that really spoke to me, and it didn't take very long for me to find it. So I'm going to quote this directly from your website. So here it goes. And I think this has to do with your objective, and it's really completely aligned with Conscious Evolution Media's objective as well. So here it goes. The objective is to link individual consciousness of human beings with that of universal consciousness so that we can establish a link with divine energy. So my first question to you, Swami, is how are you doing that?
सबसे पहले तो यह है कि हमें पहले तो करुणा होनी चाहिए। हमारे मन में पहले तो दुनिया वालों के लिए करुणा है।
Swamiji is saying that in our hearts we should have compassion for the people around us.
और जब ये कंपैशन मन में आ गया तो अपने आप हम उन लोगों के लिए कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा उनकी भलाई कर।
So once we have that universal compassion towards all, automatically we get connected and then everything is connected.
और इसके लिए हमने वास्तु और वाइब्रेशनल मेडिटेशन को है।
For this, Swamiji has chosen Vastu and vibrational meditation as a media.
Okay, so my experience is that a lot of people have a different concept of what that is, meaning what is it to be connected and what is it to be compassionate. Can you help our viewers a little bit to better understand what do you mean by being compassionate to other human beings?
करुणा का मतलब यह है कि हम किसी को किसी अनजान व्यक्ति को देख करके अगर हमें उसमें कुछ परेशानी दिखाई देती है तो भी हमारे मन में करुणा पैदा हो जाए, दया के भाव आ जाए, उसकी हेल्प करने की इच्छा हो जाए। मैं इसी को कंपेशन।
Swamiji is saying whenever we see any person, whatever they are, as they are, and in our hearts we feel like helping them, that is the compassion.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Now I want to turn for a minute to what people are receiving in terms of messages from, especially from media and from newspapers, and basically from reality itself. There's a lot of negative messages that are being fed to humanity. How do you feel about that, Swami?
मीडिया वालों के लिए कुछ भी कहना अच्छा नहीं है।
Swamiji is saying, I don't want to say anything about the media.
ना उसके मन में चुप रहना ही अच्छा है।
He wants to say, stay silent, to comment on the media.
लेकिन ये बात तो है, सच है कि मीडिया आज बहुत कुछ ऐसे काम कर रही है जिससे उनका सेल्फ इंडिविजुअल फायदा हो। मीडिया का
Swamiji is saying nowadays media is doing certain acts for self gratification or selfish reasons.
अब वो करुणा का भाव मीडिया में नहीं देता जो आज से 50 साल पहले था।
So therefore they are doing self promotion, therefore the act of compassion is not there, which used to be there long time ago.
तो इसलिए आप कह सकते हैं कि उनसे कोई नेगेटिव एनर्जी उनके एक्ट से कुछ आती है।
So therefore, because of this, from the media, we do get negative energies.
और हमारे कंप्यूटर्स, हमारे टीवी में भी नेगेटिव वाइब्रेशन हमको देते हैं.
And also from the TV and other sources of media, we do get negative energies.
ये हमारे टेक्निकल साइंस से भी, साइंटिफिक रीजन से हमको नेगेटिव एनर्जी.
Yeah, from the scientific point of view also, we do get negative energies from them.
Interesting. So I started this network, Conscious Evolution Media, now 10 years ago, and we committed to provide positive media.
Yeah.
And
I
you know, we
I saw your website. I saw your website and.
I have probably been on more than 14,000 shows, Swami, and I am not sure that I can describe what this has done for me personally, but it certainly has transformed my life. And I don't really watch commercial television anymore because there's really nothing there for me that attracts me other than shows, you know, about nature and shows about certain documentaries. And you know, PBS, and actually we just launching our PBS. Our network is for the first time getting on PBS. We're launching it on the 17th of this month, and I'm very proud of that because that's really the only place that I can think of that, well, right now at least, that we belong in terms of our message and how well it will be received. How do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about network like Conscious Evolution Media putting out this message of really learning and teaching people how to be in the present moment? Do you find that to be in the present moment is one of the greatest service that we can put out there right now in the world?
Actually योर वर्क, हालांकि आप जो वर्क कर रहे हैं वो लोगों के जो ये भौतिक संसार में नेगेटिव एनर्जी को कम करने के लिए आप जो है बहुत ही अच्छा काम.
Swamiji feels that you are doing a wonderful job in this material world to spread the positive energy and vibrations. So he's very much appreciate
your and the necessity of the time.
Do you feel that the pain of humanity is primarily coming from because they are disconnected from themselves and disconnected from each other and the universal energy?
Yes, very good question. Actually, क्या है कि हम एक दूसरे से कनेक्शन तो हमारा कम हुआ ही है.
Swamiji is saying that we have disconnected from each other.
और इसके साथ ही हमने किसी की भावनाओं को अंदर से समझना भी बंद कर दिया है.
And we also stopped understanding others' feelings.
No, inner feelings.
Inner feelings.
और इसके साथ ही साथ हमने क्या किया है कि हमने अपने अड़ोस पड़ोस के लोगों से भी मिलना जुलना बंद किया.
And on top of it, we also stopped get connected with our neighbors.
इसके साथ ही जब हमने इन लोगों से अपना को अलग कर लिया तो हम लोग ईश्वर से अपने आप हो जाते हैं.
So when we disconnect from our neighbors and people around us, we automatically get disconnected from the consciousness.
God.
And God.
तो अगर हमको ईश्वर से पॉजिटिव एनर्जी लानी है तो हमें पहले अपने सराउंडिंग्स की ओर देखना.
If we want to get connected with the consciousness or God, divine consciousness, we have to connect with the people and surroundings.
और उनसे केवल बातें ही नहीं करनी है, हमें उनके अंदर की भावना को समझना.
So not only we have to talk to them, but also we have to understand their inner feelings.
अगर ऐसा होगा तो हम उनके हृदय के अंदर तक जाएंगे.
So if we do that, we can go to the heart, to their hearts.
और हमारे वहाँ हिंदू फिलॉसफी में कहा गया है
in Hindu philosophy, Swamiji is saying,
कि आत्मा में ही भगवान है.
in the soul resides the divine consciousness or God.
तो अगर हम किसी ह्यूमन को अंदर से प्रेम करेंगे तो समझो हमने भगवान को प्रेम कर लिया.
So if you love other person with your full heart, you have actually connected with God.
तो ईश्वर को कनेक्ट होने के लिए हमें पहले ह्यूमन की पूजा करनी चाहिए.
So to get connected with the divine consciousness, we have to love the person first, human being.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the requirements are for people to be awake and to get on this conscious journey like the rest of us?
इसके लिए तो हमें खुद अपने आप ही ये प्रयास करना होगा, जैसे सारे धर्म, चाहे वो क्रिश्चियन हो चाहे हिंदू हो, सब लोग प्रेम की बात करते हैं.
So all the religions in the world talk about love.
न चाहे वो क्रिश्चियन हो चाहे वो,
Whether if they are Christians or Muslims or Hindus.
लेकिन हम लोग लव गिरजाघर में जाकर के तो पाठ पढ़ लेते हैं, लेकिन बाहर निकलने के बाद नहीं, मंदिर में और गिरजाघर में पढ़ लेते हैं.
So most of us, we go into these religious places like temples and churches, but when we come out, we don't have that same love.
Actually, this love and not the love in the deep meaning of love in the inner core of heart. So we can't go any person at the inner core of.
So in this way, we cannot reach the inner core of each and every human being because we are confined to a certain space or certain object.
तो इसलिए हमें उतना प्रेम नहीं हो पाता, और जब हम प्यार नहीं करते, किसी के दुख से दुखी नहीं होते, तो हम ईश्वर के करीब नहीं आ पाते.
Therefore, if somebody is sad, we are not also sad because we are not connected with that person.
तो इसके लिए जो हमारे रिलीजियस गुरु हैं, उनको लोगों को जो है वो अवेयर.
Therefore, in this spiritual guru or leaders should have the sense to have the awareness spread to all the people.
और हमें जो वाकई में लव करना चाहता है और कंपैशन करना चाहता है, उसको खुद में ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करना चाहिए कि उसको प्यार करने की ताकत दे.
And the people also should pray to God, saying that let me be the source of love and compassion, and also spread
the love.
Spread the love.
Yes. I have actually given up and let go of all religions. I used to practice quite a few different types. And the reason I did that is because I find that human beings had really made a mess of religion, and I'm just not interested in participating in it anymore. How do you feel about that?
Your thinking is very true. I am also agree with you. और वो केवल लेक्चर के लिए कहते हैं, किसी को अंदर से जागरूक करने वाली उनकी बातें नहीं.
Swamiji agrees with you, and he's saying that most of the religious leaders, they dictate these dictums only as a lecture, not understand the heart of the matter, and not connected with the people. So that is the problem.
इसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए गुरु को कि वो उन्हें अपनी एनर्जी को स्प्रेड करना चाहिए.
The religious leader or the guru needs to spread that positive energy
to the persons.
To the persons.
तो जब वो उनके एनर्जी, उनका ऑरा वो किसी पर्सन पे जाएगा, तो उनमें वाकई में वही गुण पैदा.
So when that religious leader or guru spreads the positive energy to people around, those people can absorb that energy, and they also can take some of the attributes of that positive energy.
लेकिन यहाँ पर क्या होता है, आजकल के गुरु अपनी एनर्जी को कहीं भी स्प्रेड नहीं करना चाहते.
Nowadays, the leaders or the gurus never spread the positive energy.
वो सोचते हैं कि अगर उन्होंने पॉजिटिव एनर्जी स्प्रेड कर दी तो उनके पास पॉजिटिव एनर्जी की कमी हो जाएगी.
So some of them feel that if they spread the positive energy, they will be devoid of that energy.
लेकिन आपको बता दें कि जैसे खून है, खून निकाला गया ब्लड और फिर वो अपनी बॉडी उसको पूरा कर देती है, ऐसे ही पॉजिटिव एनर्जी कभी भी कम नहीं होती.
For example, Swamiji is saying when you draw blood or give blood or donate blood, again the blood cells are formed and you are enriched and they come in. Similarly, if you spread the positive energy, it will again be with you.
Yeah.
It will be from the universe.
Yeah, I feel that a lot of those practices are pretty much about confusion, manipulation, fear, and force.
Yes.
And these days I can detect it pretty easily, and I stay away from it as quickly as possible. And I'm curious about how do you feel, how important is it for humanity to begin to understand the role of their egos and to be able to manage their egos?
Actually, this is very difficult thing. Very difficult.
It's a moment by moment thing.
So because in my experience, many gurus, many spiritual leaders, many spiritual guru has also suffering from that problem.
Yes, they're not exempt.
Yeah. So अगर हमने करुणा का भाव मन में लाया तो हमारी ईगो के बादल अपने आप हट जाएंगे.
So first thing to remove ego is to have compassion, and that compassion is even knowing others' faults, you have to forgive them.
और जब कंपैशन का सूरज निकलेगा तो ईगो की बादल अपने आप हट जाएंगे.
And when the sun of the compassion rises, then ego automatically
cloud of ego.
Yeah, the cloud
steps down.
Go away.
Go. So first thing is karuna ke bhav.
Yeah, first thing is the compassion and the feeling to help, even knowing the faults of others. That's the best way.
Actually, I have another question that I should have asked before this one, but that's okay. It is what it is. So the other question and curiosity I have is, I feel, and I would like your feedback on this, I feel that it is very important today to inspire people to go inward. How important do you feel that is?
क्या है कि हमको अगर प्रोग्रेस करनी है तो हमें पहले अपने अंतर्मन को देखना है.
So if we have to progress, spiritual progress, we have to look inwards, go inwards.
और इसके लिए हमारे हिंदुओं में जो पूजा पाठ है उससे कुछ खास होने वाला नहीं है.
So in the Hindu religion, they do puja part, that is the prayers and rituals. They not be as efficient.
इसके लिए हमको केवल एक सहारा है, वो है मेडिटेशन.
And Swamiji thinks meditation is the medium in which we can
only one way.
Right. There are many ways. Yes.
So अगर आपको किसी को वाकई में प्रोग्रेस करनी है और इन सर्किल जन्मांतर के सर्किल से एलिवेशन मिलना है तो हमको फर्स्ट थिंग ये है कि हम इंट्रोवर्ट हों, अपने को जाने, अपनी आत्मा को गुरु माने और हम लोग मेडिटेशन करें.
Swamiji is saying that if you want to release from the life and birth cycle over years, then you have to have meditation and go inwards and inner view of yourself to reach that liberation.
Yeah, so I have also noticed, Swamiji, that Western society is still very much behind the thousands of years of culture that you come from. And people people are, it's much more acceptable today to meditate and to find out more about it. But I feel that there's still a tremendous amount of gap for people to even understand what do we mean by meditation. Could you give us your perspective of what is meditation for you and how people can begin to begin the process of meditating on their own?
ध्यान एक ऐसी चीज है जो व्यक्ति अपने आप भी कर सकता है.
Meditation is one way where people can meditate on their own.
लेकिन अपने आप करने से सफलता उतनी जल्दी नहीं मिलती.
When you do meditation on your own, the success is not fast.
Success is very difficult.
Success is very difficult.
Then, so it is must आपको कोई अपना गुरु बनाना ही हो.
So you have to have the help of a guru.
और वो गुरु आपकी ऑरा को, आपकी क्षमताओं को स्कैन करेगा.
The guru can scan your aura
and your ability.
and your ability.
After that, वो आपको उसी हिसाब से आपके ऊपर शक्तिपात करेगा, powering of the energy.
And after that, he will shower the energy that you can retain.
अगर किसी की बॉडी 500 mg की दवाई खाने के लिए नहीं है, तो उसको 250 mg की दवाई खानी चाहिए.
So, for example, for 500 milligrams of medicine you cannot take, the doctor will give you 250 milligrams. Similarly, the guru will also give you that energy that you can sustain.
इसके लिए वो गुरु जो हजारों लोगों को एक साथ में इकट्ठा करके एक साथ में एनर्जी का फ्लो करते हैं, उसमें सफलता मिलने की कम गुंजाइश है.
There are some gurus who will have mass number of people, thousands of people, and then shower the energy.
One time energy.
The success of in those cases is little.
Yeah.
इसके लिए हम yes.
So, Swamiji, would you be willing to scan my aura and give some feedback?
Yes.
मेरा aura आप scan करोगे और feedback दोगे?
Actually, this is very difficult to scanning in video, but it can be possible. But his time
isn't everything possible?
Yeah.
Everything possible.
Yeah, it is possible. Sometime I can do this, but this is very difficult actually.
Yeah.
When the physical body in the near my aura range, then I will do very easily. Otherwise, this is very difficult to scan the aura and something. But aura reading is open eye is not very difficult. Now, actually, I feel this that all the instrument of the aura scanning or all the technical instrument is not very appropriate result. Give you very appropriate result. I have many software of aura scanning and something, but the eye and your inner consciousness is more powerful and more accurate. So the aura scanning is good for the Rishi Muni and say not the software, not the computer, and not the Chaldean photograph. This is affected, always affected from the atmosphere and the light and other things.
Okay, got it. All right. So I'd like to change the subject to fear. I have been experiencing for the last year or so many times where I'm experiencing myself without fear. And there's been a specific time in the last year where fear completely disappeared in my life for about a week. It was a beautiful time of my life, and I'm just wondering, how do you feel about that, and what do you think that's an indication of?
कि हमारे जीवन में भय एक ऐसी चीज है जो हमें हमारी प्रोग्रेस को रोकती है.
Swamiji is saying fear is one thing that stops our spiritual progress.
और अगर आपको एक वीक तक भय नहीं रहा तो आप जो है ईश्वर का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद दीजिए.
So if you didn't have a fear for 1 week, be grateful to God or the divine consciousness for that.
तो अगर ऐसा हो जाए कंटिन्यूअस तो आप वाकई में ईश्वर के करीब हो.
So if you are continuous, not 1 week, but continuously, you are near to that divine consciousness.
This is very good indication for you.
Yeah, I am experiencing it a lot, and also some of the experiences that I have, I wanted to also run this by you. You know, I do a lot of shows, not just internet TV shows, but I do cable television shows and PBS shows. And I have experiences where I'm noticing that what's coming out of my mouth is, those are not my words. Afterwards, I have to, almost like I have to look back and say, oh my God, did I really say what I just said? Because that didn't come from me. What do you think about that?
Actually, you know very well that we have many supporting souls behind us. आपको मालूम है कि हमारे पीछे बहुत सी हमारी सपोर्टिंग सोल होती है.
So Swamiji is saying behind us we have a lot of supporting souls with us.
और जब हम कंसंट्रेट करते हैं माइंड को तो हमें खुद नहीं पता चलता कि हम क्या बोल जाएंगे.
So when we concentrating on the mind, we do not know what we are speaking.
एक्चुअली वो सपोर्टिंग सोल हमको बहुत अधिक इंडिकेशन दिया करती है.
The supporting souls give us lot of indications.
और हम बोल जाते हैं, बाद में हम सोचते हैं कि अरे मेरे दिमाग में ये बात कहाँ से आई.
And then afterwards we'll think, where did these words come from?
ये सभी के साथ होता है. अगर हम अपनी कॉन्शियसनेस को थोड़ा कंसंट्रेट करें तो हम वो सब पा सकते हैं.
So we can always achieve these results if we concentrate.
और ये सब उन्हीं हमारी सपोर्टिंग सोल्स का ही कमाल है.
And this is the magic of those supporting souls.
और वो हम सबके साथ में होती हैं.
And they're always with us.
All persons.
All persons.
With all persons. तो ऐसा होता है और आप ऐसा बोलते होंगे, हम ये बात मानते हैं.
Yeah, Swamiji is saying, yeah, he believes it.
That is very true.
It's true.
For all persons.
And some people are conscious and some people are not.
Not conscious.
Okay. So let's change subject for a minute and let's talk about the science of Vastu.
Yeah.
And tell our viewers how different and how same it is, because I think people in this country know much more about Feng Shui than they know about Vastu. I have to tell you honestly, it's the first time I heard of the science of Vastu myself. There's a lot of things I still don't know. The more I think I know, the less I know.
Gautam Buddha
Gautam Buddha came. Gautam Buddha came to this world.
तब उन्होंने बौद्ध धर्म सारे विश्व में फैलाया.
And he spread Buddhism all over the world.
तब भारत से वास्तु का ज्ञान चाइना गया.
From India, Vastu knowledge went to China.
और वहाँ के भी काफी विद्वान लोग थे.
There in China were very learned persons.
उन्होंने वहाँ के एटमॉस्फेयर एनवायरनमेंट के हिसाब से हमारे वास्तु में थोड़ा सा चेंजेस किया.
According to the environment and the place surroundings, they made some changes to the Vastu.
तो एक्चुअली फेंग शुई भी वास्तु फेंग शुई का पेरेंट है.
Vastu is the parent of Feng Shui.
लेकिन चाइना ने अपनी फेंग शुई को ज्यादा मार्केटिंग की, इसलिए वो सब लोग उसको जानने लगे.
And in China, Feng Shui has been marketed well, so it is well known.
होता क्या है कि फेंग शुई में कुछ बातों की कमी है.
There are some components different from or less than in Vastu?
वास्तु एक्चुअली फेंग शुई कहता है कि हर साल अपने घर का फेंग शुई का एनालाइज कराओ.
In Feng Shui, they say that in every year, analyze your home or house or dwelling.
बिकॉज जब चाइना का साल बदलता है तो फेंग शुई के सिद्धांत भी बदल जाते हैं.
So in
The year of China.
every year in China, different animal symbols they change. So according to the Chinese people, they say that Feng Shui also changes.
So लोगों को हर साल फेंग शुई का कंसल्टेशन कराना.
So therefore, every year they have to have Feng Shui consultation.
लेकिन वास्तु में ऐसा नहीं है.
In Vastu, it is not like that.
वहाँ पर एक प्रिंसिपल है और वहाँ पर एनर्जी है.
In Vastu, there is a energy and there's some principles around it.
और हम लोग जब एक बार कंसल्टेंसी कर देते हैं उसके बाद कई साल तक हमारी कोई जरूरत नहीं.
So once you do Vastu consultation, for many years you don't have to have the consultation.
कभी कभी क्या है कि एनर्जी का चेंजिंग होती है.
Sometimes there is changes in the energy.
होता क्या है अगर आपके घर के बाहर कोई बड़ा सा नाला निकल गया.
For example, outside your house there is a big rivulet.
और या कोई ऊंची सी बिल्डिंग बन गई.
A big what?
या कोई ऊंची सी बिल्डिंग.
Or a high-rise building has come up in front of your house.
Oh, okay, got it.
तो ऐसे कुछ कारण हो जाते हैं जिससे आपको दोबारा वास्तु कंसल्टेशन.
And in those cases, you may have to have Vastu consultation.
तो इस तरह से वास्तु हमारा वहाँ की एनर्जी, वहाँ का ऑरा को चेक करता है मकान के.
So Vastu checks the energy and the aura in that surroundings, in that house.
क्योंकि हमारे जमीन से अलग-अलग प्रकार की एनर्जी निकला करती है.
From the earth, different types of energy is always produced.
और हमारे कॉस्मिक एनर्जी पर्टिकुलर प्लेस पे अलग-अलग प्रकार की है.
And from the cosmic energy comes to different places in a different ways.
और जब हम चार दीवारें बना लेते हैं तो पूरा ब्रह्मांड हमारे उस घर में समा जाता है.
When we confine space into four walls, the cosmic energy is encased in that confined space.
पूरा ब्रह्मांड यूनिवर्स इज कमिंग इन द.
Oh, whole universal energy comes into this confined space.
और उस जो यूनिवर्स में प्लैनेट्स हैं उनका असर भी हमारे डिफरेंट जोन में होने लगता है.
And the planets also have different effects on different zones in that confined space.
तो इस तरह से हम लोग उसको एनालाइज करते हैं.
So are you saying, Swamiji, that it does make a difference? For example, you know how our houses are built. It makes a difference which way the front door is facing. It makes a difference where our bedrooms or bathrooms or kitchens are. And so my question is, do you feel that architects today are paying attention to this science?
इंडिया में तो बहुत से आर्किटेक्ट वास्तु को मानते हैं.
In India, many architects believe in Vastu
क्योंकि उनको उसका प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस होता है.
because they have the practical experience.
प्लस माइनस मतलब पॉजिटिव एंड नेगेटिव उन्होंने देखा है.
Both positive and negative they have seen.
और अमेरिका और कंट्री में भी मैंने बहुत से आर्किटेक्ट को देखा है जो कि वास्तु पे बिलीव करते हैं.
And in US and other places also, there are many architects who believe in Vastu.
लेकिन वो वास्तु को अप्लाई नहीं करते. अगर उनका क्लाइंट कहता है तो वो अप्लाई करते हैं.
And if the client wants it, then only they apply Vastu. Otherwise, they do not.
लेकिन अब वो समय आ गया है कि हम लोगों को सभी को इसको फॉलो करना चाहिए.
So Swamiji is saying it's time that all of us take this advantage of this science of Vastu.
और क्या फर्क पड़ता है. मटेरियल वही लगेगा बिल्डिंग बिल्ड करने में. तो अगर वास्तु के फॉलो के हिसाब से मैप हो जाए तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं.
So Swamiji is saying you are using the same material, just follow the Vastu principle, you will all benefit.
Not only for mapping, so that is not bad. You should use the benefit of Vastu, I think.
Yeah, I understand. So it sounds like to me it's just like anything else. We need to personally be responsible for this. We can't really count on that the architects are necessarily going to follow Vastu or Feng Shui or anything else, but we as individuals can be responsible, ourselves.
यस, हमने हमने देखा है कि अमेरिका में भी मैंने 3-4 कस्टमाइज होम बनवाए हैं.
Swamiji is saying he has was consulted on Vastu and he did help in building the customized homes and designing.
Now about 5-6 homes I already built. So यहाँ हम मैप अपने आप ही बनाते हैं.
Swamiji designs the map for that building.
हाँ. और आर्किटेक्ट से हमारे कन्वर्सेशन होता है.
And he has conversation with the architect to.
पहला मैप हम ही बनाते हैं.
But the first initial draft of the design of the map Swamiji does.
और उसके बाद कस्टमर की इच्छा के ऊपर सारी चीजें फाइनल हो जाती हैं.
And based on the customer's feedback, everything is finalized then.
और कई लोगों ने कस्टमाइज होम बनवाए हैं और अच्छे काम कर रहे हैं, उनको बड़ी मन में शांति है.
So there are many people who have designed in this way. They're happy and prosperous.
Could you give us some examples of some successful buildings in the United States, just as a reference point, and why?
Actually, this is a personal building, so this is not good to give the name of person here.
Yeah, for example, I would be curious about like the White House.
Okay. Oh, White House. Yeah. I also evaluate something about there. वहाँ पर एक सबसे बड़ा जो प्रॉब्लम है व्हाइट हाउस के फ्रंट में जो एक फाउंटेन है.
Swamiji evaluated the White House few years ago, and there was a problem with the fountain outside of the White House.
क्योंकि वो हाउस में है, साउथ.
And the fountain was in the south side.
तो वहाँ पर अपने को वाटर एलिमेंट का इस प्रकार से फ्लो होना अच्छा है.
And in the south side, it's not good to have the flow of water element.
तो ये एक माइनस पॉइंट है वहाँ, जो कभी-कभी तंग करता है यहाँ की इकोनॉमी को.
That is the point. It troubles the people in the US with the financial aspect.
तो ये एक है और ऐसे कई एक है. ऐसे ही हमने जैसे इंडिया को आप ले लें.
For example, take India.
वहाँ का जो पार्लियामेंट है वो राउंड शेप में.
The parliament in India is in the round shape.
तो वो बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है इंडिया के लिए.
That's a big problem.
क्योंकि उसमें हमारे प्लैनेट्स सारे नहीं आ पाते हैं, उनके कॉर्नर कटे हुए हैं.
And all the planets cannot reside there because the corners are cut.
So वहाँ पर हर समय लड़ाई झगड़े होते हैं.
So there is always conflict in the parliament.
So many buildings of here. One of ऐसे जोध जयपुर, you know about Jaipur place. This is very historical place of India. वहाँ के राजा महाराजाओं ने बहुत पहले से वास्तु को अपनाया था.
In Rajasthan,
Jaipur,
the kings have adopted Vastu.
तो वहाँ के लोग ज़्यादातर कभी गुलाम नहीं हुए.
And in Rajasthan, many of them never became slaves.
क्योंकि वो हमेशा प्रोग्रेस ही करते रहे.
They were always progressive society.
तो ये एक हिस्ट्री है.
And Swamiji, we went to the Nehru house also, and you told us about.
Yes, one thing I want to cover.
Yes, so Swamiji had taken us to residence of Nehru, and he explained to us why it happened, for what. Swamiji took us to Anand Bhavan, residence of Jawaharlal Nehru.
Prime Minister of
former
Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi. So there are many Vastu defects.
There were many Vastu defects in that house.
तभी उन्होंने जो है नेहरू की पत्नी जो है वो बहुत जल्दी एक्सपायर.
Yeah, Nehru's wife expired in early.
और उनकी फैमिली में भी काफी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हुए हैं.
There was a lot of conflicts in the family.
So this is very true science.
So these are examples of vastu defects influencing
Yeah.
people's lives.
Yeah. So I would like you to give our viewers, like we always get in to talk about some issues and problems on the shows, but we also like to give them some solutions so we don't leave them hanging completely. So can we give our viewers just a few tips as to what to do and what not to do in terms of our homes?
Okay, good question. पहले तो हम अमेरिका की कुछ घरों की, प्राइवेट घरों की ऑडियंस के बारे में, समस्या के बारे में बात करें.
Swamiji is going to talk about some problems in the US he has seen with the clients.
यहाँ के 80% घरों में, सिंगल फैमिली होम में सेंटर में टॉयलेट होता है.
In 80% of the houses in the US, in the center of the house, they have toilets.
ये बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है.
This is a big problem.
एक्चुअली सेंटर ऑफ द हाउस लाइक ए ह्यूमन बीइंग, मतलब मनुष्य की तरह सेंटर जो है वो कॉस्मिक एनर्जी का स्रोत होता है.
The center of the house sucks the cosmic energy because the house is like a human being.
और सेंटर में टॉयलेट और पाउडर रूम होने से वहाँ की एनर्जी ब्लॉक.
So if you have a powder room or toilet in the center of the house, it blocks the energy flow.
तो अगर आपके ग्राउंड फ्लोर पे ऐसा है तो आप और किसी टॉयलेट का इस्तेमाल करें और उसको बंद करें.
So if it happens like that, close the center of the toilet or the powder room and use other ones.
और सेकंड यहाँ पे क्या समस्या है?
And the second problem is
लोग ज्यादातर गैराज से घर में एंट्री करते हैं.
many people here enter through the garage to their house.
और गैराज जो है वो कचरा का घर होता है.
Yeah, garage is usually storehouse where we
स्टफ
all
जब हम उस गैराज से घर में इंटर करते हैं तो उस बेकार पड़े सामान की नेगेटिव एनर्जी हमारे घर में चली जाती है.
So when we enter through the garage, the negative energy in the stored stuff comes along into the house.
तो इसके लिए एक इसका उपाय है कि हम अपने गैरेज को साफ सुथरा रखें.
The one solution is keep the garage very, very clean.
और अगर हो सके तो अपने मेन होल से इंटर करें.
And if possible, enter through the main door.
दूसरा हमें ये करना चाहिए कि हमें अपना नॉर्थ ईस्ट का कोना ज्यादा से ज्यादा खाली करना चाहिए.
One other thing is keep the northeast corner of the house empty
एंड क्लीन.
and clean.
इसी तरह से हमें अपने रूम में फर्नीचर को इस प्रकार से सेट करें कि नॉर्थ की वॉल और ईस्ट की वॉल हमारी खाली रहे, वहाँ पे कोई हैवी.
In the northeast and the east corner of the house, keep every room keep it empty and clean.
तो इससे हमारा हर रूम का एनर्जी अच्छी हो जाएगी और हमको पॉजिटिव एनर्जी होगी.
So in every room we'll have positive energy and we will feel positive.
और हम अपने नॉर्थ वॉल के और ईस्ट वॉल के जितने भी विंडो हैं उनके ब्लाइंड्स को खोल दिया करें.
In the northeast and the east north and east wall, open the blinds so that the sunlight can come in and positive energy.
So this is the few tips, and I will tell you more after her questions.
Okay, just one more that I'm curious about, and then we can move on. So the last question about that is, what about the way, because I think many people miss this, what about the way people sleep in terms of in reference to the northeast, south, and west?
और हमारी बॉडी चुंबक के समान है.
So our body is like a magnet. So our head should be in the south and our legs should be in the north.
और हमारी पृथ्वी में भी साउथ और नॉर्थ पोल होते हैं.
And in the earth also we have south and north poles.
और इसके लिए अगर हमारा माइनस और प्लस दोनों नॉर्थ पोल एंड द साउथ पोल आपस में मिलेगा तो ठीक है, अगर वो सेम मिलेगा तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होता है.
Yeah, so you have to be in parallel with the north and at the south pole of the earth or magnetic energy.
तो इसलिए अगर हमने अपना सर नॉर्थ की ओर किया,
In case we have put our head in the north, sleep with our head in the north,
तो हमारे पोल्स, पृथ्वी का पोल और मेरी बॉडी का पोल काफी रिवर्स करेगा.
yeah, there will be a repulsion with our energies.
Body pole and the
Earth pole, okay.
Earth pole.
Repulsion in the earth pole and the body pole.
So हमारा ब्लड प्रेशर भी हाई हो सकता है.
And we will have blood pressure, high blood pressure.
और
I actually have my head towards the east. So what is that?
Yeah, east is not bad, not good. And this is good for the educational work or the studying work and the research work. But in my opinion, this is good that after 30 years, people should sleep towards the south head and the north should be relaxed.
So
after 30 years.
So if you sleep in the east, it's good for the educational work and the research work. But after 30 years, Swamiji is saying everybody is supposed to, recommends everybody to sleep with their head in the south.
Got it. Okay, great. All right, so anybody that's just tuning in now, I just wanted to reintroduce Swamiji. He's the founder and president of the International Society for Spiritual Sciences. And this would be probably a good opportunity for you to maybe tell our viewers some of your services, how you would like our network and the members of our network to support you, what's your website, and how do you wish to be contacted?
So this is the book, and Swamiji's website is www.swamimanjulananji.com. And this is one of the books that he has authored.
और हमको आप लोग ईमेल भी कर सकते हैं, बता दो.
So you can also email Swamiji.
ना
MANJUL
Manjul
.divedi.gmail.com.
ना द्विवेदी
DWIVEDI.
And हम जो है वाइब्रेशनल मेडिटेशन सिखा करके भी लोगों के घरों के अंदर मेडिटेशन.
So Swamiji also teaches vibrational meditation and to help remove vastu dosh or vastu defects in the houses, and also spiritual progress and inner growth of that particular individual.
Yes. And this
Great. Great. Do you also provide courses on your website?
I also provide courses. And WhatsApp, 1 day, 2 day WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. All right, so let's talk a little bit about maybe what is really energy, because a lot of people I feel are confused what energy is. Could you enlighten us a little bit about what energy really is?
Energy वही है जो परमात्मा है.
Energy is another word for the divine consciousness or the
Almighty.
Almighty.
So you can say the same equivalent. Now, energy equivalent the Almighty, because we can't say we can't explain the word in the energy. What is the energy? Now, energy is only a feeling. We can't explain the God, so that we can't explain the energy. Actually, energy is very different thing. This is very smallest thing, and this is so big like a universe. So we can't explain what is energy. We can't do any appropriate words for that. So energy is like a Almighty. really, this is very true.
Yeah, well, sometimes I got into a conversation that, everything, what if everything is energy, including our experience right now?
Yes.
And none of this was really real.
Yes.
And what is real?
What is real? सच क्या है? अगर सब energy तो क्या है?
सच ही है कि actually God is also an energy, I think.
Yeah. So each individual has a different quantity or quality of energy.
Yeah.
All are energy.
We all
All
are
of us are energy.
Right.
We all are the pound of energy.
Swamiji, I'm actually more and more interested these days, not so much about what I perceive to be real, but what's more and more invisible, and I am much more interested in also in my intuition. These are the things that I feel that I must examine and I must learn more about, because for me, it's the door to grow as a spiritual human being, and it's a way for me to go through my own evolution, because what I perceive, I already know that. So what I'm perceiving and what I already know is really not helpful to me anymore. What do you think about that?
सच्चाई वही है जो आंखों को दिखाई नहीं.
The truth is that which is not seen by the naked eye.
और हमारे प्रत्येक आत्मा का उद्देश्य वही देखने का है.
And each and every one of us want to see that that ultimate truth.
तो अगर आपका वो कंपैशन है, आपको वो प्राप्त करने की इच्छा है, तो आप स्पिरिचुअल पाथ पे आगे बढ़ चुके हैं.
So if you have compassion, you are already progressing in that spiritual path.
और वही सच्चाई है, हमको उसी की ओर आगे.
That is the ultimate truth. That's what we have to progress towards.
लेकिन कभी भी देखने की चिंता नहीं करनी चाहिए.
And we do not have to worry about that. We have to see it.
क्योंकि ये चीजें देखने वाली नहीं है, ये केवल फील करने वाली है.
You have to feel it. You cannot see it.
और ये इंट्यूशन के रूप में आपको हमेशा मिलती ही रहेगी.
Through the form of intuition, you will always experience them.
और इसके लिए कभी ज्यादा मन को परेशान करने की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है.
And you do not have to worry about these things.
बस एक दृढ़ संकल्प होना चाहिए.
And you should have a firm determination.
और ये ऑटोमेटिकली फ्लो ईश्वर की ओर से होने लगता है.
And there will be a flow through the divine consciousness.
और हम लोगों के जीवन में टर्निंग पॉइंट अवश्य आता है.
And in our lives we do have a turning point.
और ये हर एक के जीवन में आता है, ये अब ईश्वर उनको खुलाते हैं.
And it comes to everybody, that turning point, when you are called upon by the divine consciousness.
लेकिन उसको जो लोगों ने समझ लिया, वो लोग ईश्वर के करीब में आ गए, और जिन्होंने उसको इग्नोर किया, वो लोग जो है वो ईश्वर से दूर.
And those who understand this are nearer to that divine consciousness. Those who ignore it, they are away from the divine consciousness.
तो आप अपने धन संकल्प में लगे रहिए, और हम आशा करते हैं कि आपको सफलता आपके करीब में है.
So Swamiji is saying, be determined and you'll progress in that path of spiritual.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, well, our show has kind of come to the end. It's I call it the conscious hour because it's not an hour. It's, for me, it occurs as 5 minutes. I really enjoyed being with you, Swamiji. Thank you very much, Padmaja, to help us out with your English. And I'm sure that our viewers are learning a lot. I certainly have learned a lot. And again, I want to thank you very much. Namaste. And for everybody else out there that's tuned in and will be tuning in, see you on the next edition of the Mind, Body, and Television Show. Thank you so much for being here this evening. Bye for now.